Hello, welcome to the session on Design of Machine Elements 1. In this session, we will see what are the properties of engineering materials. Materials have different properties such as physical, chemical, mechanical, electrical, thermal, optical, and few other properties. Physical properties are the luster, color, size and shape, density, electric and thermal conductivity, and melting point of the material. Then chemical property means how the material will react to other material. That is chemical property. And electrical property, it is the conducting capacity of this material. For example, copper is a good conductor of electricity. Then thermal property means how the material will behave under thermal conditions. But now we are interested in the mechanical property. That is, here we are analyzing how a material will behave under an external force. So the mechanical properties are the properties associated with the ability of a material to resist the mechanical forces and load. These properties are listed as follows. That is, we have strength, stiffness, elasticity, ductility, malleability, toughness, brittleness, hardness, machinability, resilience, creep, and fatigue. Let us see this one by one. First, it is the strength. Strength is the ability of a material to resist load without failure. And usually the strength, it is, we have tensile strength, compressive strength, and shear strength. It is measured as the maximum value of load applied on the material to the unit area. So here we can consider this bar, and one end of the bar is fixed. At the other end we are applying a force. So that means a force is exerted on the body, on this material. And this is the area that is resisting the force. That is, we can see it here. This is the area that is resisting the external force. So, with respect to this external load applied on the material, the resistance offered per unit area, we are representing that as stress. So, we can say that stress is equal to external force by cross-sectional area. Since here the forces are in the outward direction, that is causing the tension in the material, that is named as the tensile stress. In the compressive stress, this end of the bar is fixed and we are applying a force on the top. So the material is getting compressed. Here also, this is the area that is resisting the external force. So the equation for stress equal to force by cross-sectional area. Now what is the shear strength? That is the ability of the material to resist a transverse load. That is, if you consider this figure, this end of the material is fixed, and on the top of the surface we are applying a force along the surface that will produce a shear stress. That is, the material will be having a tendency to deform like this, shown in the dark dashed lines. So the ability of the material to resist this transverse load, and that is named as a shear strength. So the strength is an important factor, important property of a material. Next, we will see the stiffness. Stiffness is the ability of a material to resist deformation or deflection under load. Now we have this elasticity. Elasticity is the property of a material to regain its original shape after deformation when the external force of which is acting on the material is removed. So you can think about an elastic rubber band. When we apply a force on this rubber band, it will elongate, but when we remove that force, it will come back to the original shape. Next term, it is the plasticity. It is the ability of a material to deform under load and retain its new shape when the load is removed. So we can see an example here. You consider this bar here. It is a wire, copper wire. If we bend it to a 90 degree, that will remain in that 90 degree, and that is a property which is called the plasticity. But if we consider an elastic or a rubber material, that will spring back to its initial position when we remove this load. So this is the plasticity. Now next we have this ductility. It is the ability of a material to be deformed plastically without rupture under tensile load. And this property of material allows the material to be drawn into fine wires without fracture. So we can consider here this steel wires are formed, and this is because of the property of ductility. This is ductility is a form of plasticity, and we can form it into thin wires. Then we have this malleability. Malleability is the ability of the material to be deformed plastically without rupture under compressive load, and this allows to make the material to be hammered and rolled into thin sheets. So we can see here we are having thin sheets. That is because of the malleability property. We can form it into thin sheet and we can roll it. And here also we can see we are having a thin sheet, and that is bent into this form because that material is malleable. Next it is toughness. It is the ability of a material to absorb energy up to fracture during plastic deformation. It offers resistance to breaking when external force is applied on the material. Then we have this brittleness. It is a property of a material by which a sudden fracture occurs without any visible permanent deformation. And here, next it is, we have this hardness. It is the ability of a material to resist scratching or indentation by another hard body. It is directly related to the strength of the material. Now we have this meshnability. Meshnability, it is the ease with which a given material may be worked or shaped with a cutting tool. It depends on the chemical composition and the structure of the material. Then we have this resilience. It is a property to absorb energy and to resist shock and impact loads. It is measured as the amount of energy absorbed per unit volume within elastic limit, and this property is very essential for spring material. So we can consider the spring material. It is having a resilience property. Then we have this creep. This is creep. When a member is subjected to constant load over a long period of time, it undergoes a slow permanent deformation, and this is termed as creep. Now the last one, it is fatigue. When a material is subjected to a repeated or reversed stress, the material fails, and this is known as the fatigue. So in this session, we have seen the different mechanical properties of a material. Thank you.